Russian troops again struck enemy facilities in different parts of so-called Ukraine. In Kharkiv, the Malyshev plant, where damaged armored vehicles are being repaired, was targeted. A series of explosions also took place in Pavlohrad and Novomoskovsk, which were already targeted in January. There were several strikes on industrial and other buildings in these cities. Russian kamikaze drones attacked a military facility in Uman. A personnel training center was targeted in the raid. In response, the AFU launched MLR's missile strikes on the central districts of Belgorod. Most of the targets were intercepted, but several missiles hit residential buildings, injuring 2 people. On the front, the Russian army is trying to push through the enemy's defenses in different areas. In the 𝐒𝐬𝐬𝐢𝐚 direction, Russian forces are advancing on Terny. During the assault, the Russian forces managed to dislodge the AFU from part of the wooded area in the 𝐔𝐤𝐫𝐚 and 𝐒𝐤𝐫𝐾 gullies. On the northern flank of Bakhmut, in the area of Bohdanivka, neither side is taking offensive actions. In the Ivanivske area, the Russian armed forces were able to advance north of the T-0504 highway, occupying part of the plantations overlooking the reservoirs east of the village. In the Donetsk direction, Russian troops managed to gain a foothold in the northeastern outskirts of Avdiivka during the assault. Having taken control of the Ivushka residential area, the infantry reached the outskirts of Nezalezhnosti Street. The Russian armed forces' further goal is to take the railway bridge in the center of the city. At the moment, there is fighting on Kotyubinskoho Lane adjacent to it, where the enemy was able to hold its positions. Heavy fighting continues for Novomikhailivka in the Vuhledar direction, which the enemy has turned into a fortification. After an artillery preparation, Russian units, supported by equipment, gained a foothold on the eastern outskirts of the village on Miru Street. The next day, a Russian armored group under the cover of electronic warfare reached the ruins of a distribution station near the Suki-Yali riverbank. During the battle, enemy trenches along the 0531 highway were taken. The advanced assault groups reached the beginning of Centralna Street. On the Orikhiv sector, positional fighting continues in the Robotine area and west of Verbov. Both sides are not conducting large-scale offensive operations, limiting themselves to attacks by small infantry groups. In Krinky, in the Kherson direction, the enemy is trapped in cellars and ruins of houses and makes no attempt to expand the bridgehead. Russian aviation destroyed an AFU stronghold along with the Marines, reducing the combat capabilities of the enemy strike group.